Okay, the area of a certain shape is directly proportional to the square of its length. Okay, so I'll put L for square of its length. So directly proportional, like if y is directly proportional to x, then y equals k times x, see? So a is directly proportional to L squared, so a equals k times L. So you can form an equation. If the area is 448, so that's A is 448, the length is 8. Now they've got x for the length here. So that's 8, so that's x squared. So that's 448 equals k times 64. And then k would be 448 divided by 64. So then you can work out what k is. Once you've got that, you'll have an equation for the actual area. Okay, so that means that k will equal 7. So that means not y, it's that one. That means that a, which is, don't know, highlight here, a equals kx squared will now become, because we know what the k is, a equals 7x squared, and that's our equation. Okay, then we're going to find the area when x equals 10. So once you've got the equation, when x equals 10, the area is 7 times 10 squared, which is 700. And the third one, find x when the area is, and the area is 1093.75. So 1093.75 equals 7x squared, which you now put in for the area. So 7x squared is 1093.75. So 1093.75 divided by 7, that's what x squared will be. You figure that out, and you get 156.25. So x equals 156.25. Which equals 12.5. That's what x is. Okay, if we look at the next one, the amount of petrol used in a car is directly proportional. So P equals K times to the distance travelled. So that's your formula. So now we get a bit of information to help us find K. So if the petrol is 10 litres, when the distance travelled is 87, then you're able to find the value of K. K is called the constant of proportion. So 10.8 over 87 equals K. So 10.8 divided by 87. And I'll just do it as a fraction. So K equals 18 on 145. That's litres. I'm just checking my units. They are kilometres. Yep, litres. Okay, so that means that P equals 18 on 145 times D. Not very nice numbers. Now we can use the equation. So find the amount of petrol on when the distance is 250. So the petrol is 18 on 145 times 250. That means that your petrol will be 31.0 litres approximately. So that's for part B. So when you're looking at part C, if the petrol is 35.51, so if the petrol is 35.51, then 35.51 equals 18 on 145 times D. So if you want to get D by itself, so 18 on 145 times D equals 35.51. Then you divide by 18 on 145 on both sides, because you want to get D by itself. So D will equal 35.51 divided by 18 on 145, and you end up with 286.1 kilometres.